अनन्तं विभुं निर्विकल्पं निरीहं शिवं सङ्गहीनं यदोङ्कारगम्यं निराकारमत्युज्ज्वलं मृत्युहीनं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि। स्वराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेषा भवत्कृपा श्रीमहिमप्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्रीगुरवे महात्मने। नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु। नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु। नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु। नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः। यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते। यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते। हरि ओम। Certain concepts I wanted to start straight away from 18th chapter, but there is no point, because there are certain points which we remember. If we remember and understand very well, then we can read any portion of Bhagavad Gita, it will become clear. So some fundamental points have to be repeated again and again in different various manner. See, in Bhagavad Gita, most probably in the 3rd chapter, 1st verse, he is saying, Jyayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhit janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava. And also, Krishna is saying, Lokesmin dvividha nishtha pura prokta mayanagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. This confusion Arjuna has expressed right from the beginning. That is, initially to relieve him of the grief, Krishna spoke about the Atma, which is called Sankhya Yoga. That means the knowledge of our real identity, knowledge of the soul. And that had the immediate effect of relieving him from grief, and he must have felt the sublimity within. So then he again and again asks, even in 5th chapter again he is asking that if this is what knowledge is, and knowledge gives us such instant effect of sublimity and purity, then why are you asking me to fight the war, which is a karma, and which is a ghora karma? We cannot even imagine the kind of work it is to fight the war. It is not like the present day war. They have to fight in person, right on the battlefield. He has to kill his own most beloved grandfather, own kith and kin, the most respected teacher from whom he had learned the archery. So it's not going to be easy at all. So he is saying, rather I will think about the karma, about the Atma, about the truth. I will meditate, I will contemplate, I will read the Shastras, and I will have the knowledge which is so uplifting and benefiting. And Krishna is repeatedly saying that no, he is making him understand what he is fit for. So this idea we should have very clear, that the Upanishadic knowledge, the pursuit of the Upanishadic pursuit, it is called Kevala Jnana Nishtha. I have been telling it every year, but I again repeating. It's called Kevala Jnana Nishtha. which means exclusive pursuit of knowledge, exclusive dedication to knowledge. That means your sadhana will be only Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Shravana means you listen from the Guru, you listen to the truth, that what is the truth. Manana means after you have listened to the truth, you have to think about it, meditate on it, because your buddhi will not immediately agree to it. You will say that Guru is saying the Atma is unaffected, unchanging, but I am feeling always that I am getting affected, I am not unchanging, I am limited by my body, mind, personality. So how can the two be correlated? That Atma is one and transcendental and universal. I don't feel that. I feel I am encapsulated by the body. So where is the difference? What is the Atma then the Guru and the Shastras are speaking about? What is that? So more and more we contemplate on that, we come to know, as I have been discussing over the last few days, morning and evening, that this Atma is not in the objectude. Objectude, you understand? The whole universe, it is an object before us. Not only the universe, within our mind also, the Atma, the consciousness is revealing the thoughts, emotions. Even when there are no thoughts, no emotions, that zero state is also revealed by the Atma. So you understand, this Atma is the revealer of all. It cannot be one of the revealed. Whatever is revealed we call object. This we have to understand very well. Object means whatever is revealed before the subject. I am the, हम जान रहे हैं, हम ज्ञानी हैं, और जो कुछ भी हम देख रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं, जान रहे हैं, वो है ज्ञाना. तो इसमें ज्ञानी और ज्ञाना हमेशा फर्क है. जो ज्ञानी है वो ज्ञान नहीं है, लेकिन आत्मा संपर्कित ज्ञान, आत्मा के विषय में जो ज्ञान है वो किसका ज्ञान है? वो ज्ञानी के विषय में ही ज्ञान है ना. हमारे जो सब्जेक्ट है, जो जानने वाले हैं, उनके विषय में वो ज्ञान है. तो उसका जब पूरी तरह से उत्पन्न होगा तो ज्ञानी और ज्ञान में कोई फर्क नहीं रहेगा. ज्ञानी और ज्ञान दोनों एक ही बन जाएंगे. That we call it Triputi Nasha. That means there is a knower, there is a knowledge, and there is a knowing process. These three are for all objective knowledge. This is the way. Even if about when we are trying to know the Atma is discussed in the book or it is talked about. That is, as far as we are initially concerned, it is different from me, because I am trying to know by listening about it, by reading about it, by thinking about it, I am trying to know. But more and more we actualize that knowledge, what is happening? That concept of I, the identity in us, is getting changed. And whatever Atma we are knowing about, I become that finally. So this is a very special knowledge. It is called Advaya Jnana, or non-dual knowledge. Non-dual knowledge. That is, in all other knowledge, there will be the difference between the subject and the object. The subject means knower and the knowledge. So the knower is called the subject, and the entire thing is object before him. The whole world is an object before him. Even the internal thoughts, emotions, everything. They are object because we are knowing them. Whatever is revealed is object. The revealer only is the subject. So this is the point where we generally are not able to grasp the truth. In Srimad Bhagavatam also, it is considered to be a devotional text, but it has the highest notions of jnana is discussed there. Right in the beginning, he is saying, Vadanti tat tattva vidaha tattvam yad jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. He says that Vadanti tat tattva vidaha, those who know the truth. Tattvavit means those who know the truth. They say, what do they say? Tattvam yat jnanam advayam. Tattva means the essence, the truth, the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is the advaya jnana. Dvaya means dual, advaya means non-dual. Ultimate truth is the non-dual knowledge. This non-dual knowledge is not like हमने अद्वैत philosophy पढ़ लिया and that is the non-dual. No. Non-dual knowledge is not that हमने पढ़ लिया वो ज्ञान दूसरा है हम जान लिया, ऐसा नहीं है. हम जब अपने को जानेंगे वही उसी को खाली नॉन डुअल नॉलेज बोला जाता है. इसलिए मुंडकोपनिषद में बताया गया है कि सारा जो कुछ है, द 4 वेदास, द 6 वेदांगास, एवरीथिंग इज अपरा विद्या, inferior knowledge. The Vedas, the Mundakopanishad is part of the Vedas. It is saying the Vedas also are inferior knowledge. Everything, whatever is there in spirituality, everything is inferior knowledge. Then what is the supreme knowledge? He says 2 kinds of vidya are there, para and apara. Then what is the supreme, the para? He says yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. Aksharam means undecaying, that is imperishable, unchanging. By which that unchanging, imperishable truth is actualized. Adhigamyate, not in the usual sense of known or read. It becomes actualized. That is called the apara knowledge. So this speciality of the non-dual knowledge, if we remember, it will be very good for our sadhana. Why are people not able to attain that? Because in the meditation also they are looking for something else than what they are. Am I clear? In the meditation you are thinking of the self, that Atma bol ke kuch hai, wo hum janenge. That means Atma is different from you. Is it not so? And वो जो जानने की कोशिश आप कर रहे हैं आत्मा को, उसके द्वारा ही आप आत्मा को अपने से अलग बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. ये समझ में आ रहा है? The very effort is non-selfizing. It's making the self non-self. Because you want to see the Atma. You cannot. You are the Atma. So only when you stop looking for anything else, stop looking for anything second, the Atma will reveal. This is the non-dual knowledge we have to understand. It is not in the objective. It cannot be the revealed. If the Atma is revealed, then it is not the Atma. The revealer is the Atma. Do you get my point? So, this non-dual knowledge is by Shravana, we will not be able to immediately understand. We have to do manana, we have to meditate with the intelligence, we have to absorb. By that what will happen? Our mind and intelligence will undergo a transformation. It will get purified, sharper, and it will start radiating the real soul dimensions. You will become non-selfish, you will become universal, you will become unaffected. These are the spiritual quotient we should know. 50 साल से साधना करते आ रहे हैं. कुछ हुआ, कैसे समझेंगे कुछ हुआ कि नहीं? अपनी ओर देखिए, पहले जिस सिचुएशन में, जिस अवस्था में बहुत गुस्सा हो जाते थे, एजिटेटेड हो जाते थे, क्या बोलेंगे हिंदी में, विचलित हो जाते थे, वो आजकल उतना विचलित नहीं होते हैं. Generally with the age we become all the more agitated, which in young days you could easily accept. As you grow old you cannot accept anything at all. कोई कुछ बोला तो एकदम पूरा गुस्सा होकर घर छोड़ के चले जाना चाहते हैं. So that is actually we are getting more affected. That means we are not advancing in spirituality. Advancement means we will have the atmic dimensions. Whatever we are reading about the soul, those dimensions, those parameters should start radiating from us. So when we are doing the manana, slowly the intelligence starts discovering the truth in its real form. Then height of manana is when the intelligence does not raise any more doubt about this Atma. It has understood and there is no further question there. But still, it has not got actualized. That is, intelligentially we have understood everything. That is the part of the manana. Now, when I have understood everything and understood the truth, then what happens? We are no more interested in anything in the world. For the timing, at that time, you are not interested. So what happens? Your mind automatically is given to the truth and truth alone. Normally, जब मनना हो चलता है, तो उस समय आप कुछ समय आत्मा के प्रति सोचते हैं और कुछ समय और चीजों के प्रति सोचते हैं. So manana is like that. When we go to the class, I will think, and rest of the period, 23 hours, I will not think about it. But nididhyasana is not that. Nididhyasana is defined as eka tattva ghanabhyasa. Eka tattva. That means the truth is only one. It's not variety. Eka tattva ghana abhyasa. Ghana means there is no, it is continuous. There is no break in it. Abhyasa means practicing the truth in continuous manner. There is no break. As long as there is break, it is manana. Or the other example given is, it is like taila dharavat. That means when you pour water, the water gets split into droplets. So there are breaks. But if you pour oil, you'll find that it is a continuous flow. So the mind starts flowing towards the truth in like the oil. It flows like that. That is called nididhyasana. That peak and the ultimate fruition of nididhyasana itself is the nirvikalpa samadhi or jnana samadhi. So this is the exclusive jnana nishtha. But as Krishna repeatedly says, and the Upanishad also says, that this practice is restricted to very few people. Why? Not because of any other thing that they are keeping it a secret, because people are not fit to practice this. Because देखिए, आप जब मेडिटेशन में बैठते हैं तो मन नहीं लगता है, मन इधर उधर घूमते रहता है, तो कैसे मनना करेंगे? जब पढ़ने के लिए बोला जाता है शास्त्र, ओ स्वामी जी आप जब बोलते हैं तब तो आनंद मिलता है, लेकिन जब हम अपने पढ़ते हैं तो कुछ नहीं लगता है, कुछ नहीं मिलता है. So people are not mature for or fit for this practice. That is why in the Upanishadic age, this practice was restricted to only few people. Those who have already, they do not have any worldly attraction, repulsion, nothing. They would go to the forest and remain with the Guru in the hermitage and practice, do this sadhana. But it is not all. From time to time, there has been revolutionary introductions in our country. And from Bhagavad Gita and other granthas, we come to know that it is just like the cyclic time, it comes and goes. Whenever there has been like this, a new wave has come. Like that Bhagavad Gita presents a new wave. And Krishna himself is saying that this was there earlier. All the Rishi, Janaka and other Rajarshis, they have practiced this. But it has got obliterated from our country. Now the Rajas have all become corrupt. So I have come to reintroduce this. And what was the practice for that? He says that for them, this Shravana Manana Nididhyasana is not the way. For them is karma yoga. Jnana yogena sankhyanam, karma yogena yoginam. So clearly he has placed that these are the twofold sadhana, but nobody should feel bad that, or should feel that by practice, by working and not taking to exclusive jnana nishtha, I will not reach the same goal. The goal is the same. That is why it is called twofold. According to the fitness of the person it is taken. So repeatedly Krishna is saying that Arjuna, you are not fit for this exclusive jnana nishtha. Immediately you may have the effect of listening to jnana, you must have felt very good, very sublimated and all. But if you have to practice, you will not be able to, because Duryodhana and the war will haunt your mind. Your mind will be taken away here and there. Because you have meditated on this war for 13 years and also before. So your mind had been occupied with all these thoughts. How will it suddenly go? We have to follow a sadhana which is natural to a person. At the same time, he promises that by following my direction, even if you are involved in this ghora karma, I will make this karma an instrument for you to reach the same goal. This is the great revolutionary statement of Bhagavad Gita. That is, if you look into the first chapter, 1.44 or 45, Arjuna is saying that Ahovata mahat papam kattum vyavasita vayam yat rajya sukhalobhena hantum swajana mudyata. That means in his mind, the Mahabharata war was a great sin. It was a sinful deed. Mahapapa, mahat papam. Why? Because yat rajya sukha lobhena hantum swajana mudyata. We are going to kill our kith and kin and the most beloved grandfather on whose lap I have grown and the most respected teacher from whom I have learned the war war art, the archery. I have to fight them. So is it not a great papa? And for what are we going to fight? For Rajya Sukha Lobhena. For the greed for winning the kingdom and enjoying the comfort which comes out of becoming king. Enjoying the comfort of the kingdom or Sukha of the kingdom. That is why we are fighting the wars. So you see that till he came to the Mahabharata war also, Arjuna's mind was selfish, constricted. He was still thinking that I am fighting the war to become a king and enjoy the kingdom, which they were deprived throughout. So naturally, his mind will not be able to suddenly take to Kevala Jnana nishtha. His mind will go there, here and there. So Krishna says that you do the same work. I am not asking you to change your field of activity. You fight the same war. But if you follow my instructions in changing your mindset, that is for what you are fighting the war, that has to be addressed. If you are ready to change your mindset, then this war itself will take you to higher and higher dimensions and finally to the ultimate level of Brahman. This is the great promise and the revolutionary concept of Bhagavad Gita. That is, generally in Upanishadic pursuit, we consider all activities as hindrance to our sadhana. Forget about Upanishadic pursuit. Those who even pursue a meditation remaining in the world also, all of you feel that activities are hindrance to your meditational pursuit, is it not? It is because you are seeing the sadhana as a piecemeal effort. And that is why there lies the obstacle also. What are you trying to do in meditation? Tell me. In meditation, what is the goal? Is it not to attain the soul? Now, what does this soul represent? Is it not unaffectedness, universality, impartiality, impersonality, all-embracing love? These are the soul property, is it not? So you are trying in meditation to get to an identity where you will lose all your constrictions, bondages, everything, and you will feel free. That is what the samadhi is. You will lose even the idea of your body-mind limited personality. The egoistic personality also will get dissolved. You are looking for that goal. And those who are successful, they are having that experience in that. Now, in the worldly actions, you are not able to bring that goal. Because the moment you are in the world, coming back from the meditative life, meditative hours, you are active. Your mind is haunted by all kinds of constrictions. You are again selfish, you are again thinking of you only, not about the society, not about others. You are partial, you are haunted by raga, dvesha. So, which are all anti-soul. Reverse to the self. There lies the greatest problem for all sadhakas. You have to change your mindset, and the goal of the interactive life also will have to be the same. That is, whatever is the goal of the meditative life to attain the soul means that universality, impersonality, etc. In your interactive life also, you have to put that as the goal. And all your interactions will undergo change. Not the interactions will change outwardly. Your mindset will undergo a change. Suppose you are talking to a person. Your mind has to focus on your mindset, your response to the situation. Oh, something happened and you are scolding the person because you got delayed or so. Immediately the mind will say, have I ever inquired what is his difficulty? Why did he come late today? Suppose in the office somebody has come late and that day you had to do something very important. So you are already anxious about your work. And the moment the person comes, you start scolding him, not even looking at his face. Maybe somebody has died in his house. You are not concerned, bothered about it. We are so selfish and we are so occupied with and anxious about whatever is happening around us, whatever is happening to our work, that we are not conscious about the surroundings at all. So immediately you will your buddhi will tell you that this is not the way. I must have a comprehensive vision. I must be equally thinking of the person also. Maybe some difficulties will come in my work. Maybe some delay will take place. Maybe I will lose some money. But still, I have to be sensitive about whatever is happening around. Suppose in the in the board meeting or in any conversation in the family or anywhere, when you have suggested something or expressed some opinion, if that opinion is not accepted, immediately we get so much agitated about it. वो अच्छी तरह बता दिया था, कोई सुना नहीं, सुनने वाले नहीं है. You get agitated. You can say for whatever it is worth, but why are you getting agitated if people do not say? They also have some certain opinion about it. Why not consider their opinion about it? So we are always selfish. Suppose we walk out of our house, are we concerned about the road and everything? Which facilities we are taking? Is it not the society which is giving us all the facilities of living? Are we concerned about the government, about the society where we are living, who are giving all the facilities? When we are producing anything, be it steel, be it motor car, or be it the cosmetics, who are the consumers? The society. So any business, is it not taking money from the society and it is surviving because of the society? Are the producers going to consume all the things they are producing? Are the Tatas going to run all their vehicles? But we are unconcerned about it. That society is the main there. In doing anything, the society should be the first concern, because we are getting everything from the society. We have to give it back to the society also. Suppose if we get the knowledge from the Guru or from somewhere, we get the knowledge and we feel very much benefited. How did you get the knowledge? Is it not because of the society, the parampara and all that has been maintained and the knowledge is still available to me? So if I feel happy with the knowledge, should I not see that it can be distributed to others also? But we become selfish about our sadhana. हमें self-realized बनना है, हमें कभी नहीं बनेंगे वैसे. सेल्फ मीन्स यूनिवर्सल. वो जब कंस्ट्रिक्टेड बनेंगे तो उतना ही सेल्फ से दूर रहेंगे. You will be away from the self, more constricted you are. In the name of puja, in the name of sadhana, we become more constricted. Because we are thinking of self as some phala, some result at the end of something I will have. I am coming to that in the 18th chapter. So, the question is I was telling that whatever is the goal in your meditation to attain the self, that should be the goal in your interactive life also. What does it mean? To become non-selfish, to become all-embracing, to love everybody, not to blame others, to understand things comprehensively. Even if we have to fight not with a selfish aim or personal gain, but fight when the fighting is necessary. Suppose Arjuna was fighting with the enmity towards Duryodhana. It was an absolute selfish way of fighting. What Krishna said is no. You say that Yat Rajya Sukha Lobhena, you are fighting for gaining the kingdom so that you can enjoy the kingdom. No, it is not that. I don't want you to fight in that case. You are fighting to establish the righteous rule on earth. It's a great social responsibility for a Kshatriya. For the fighters, this is the great social responsibility. You cannot keep away from that. You have to protect the people, and if you find that the kings have gone corrupt, then you have to fight and establish a righteous rule. It is part of the social responsibility. So I want you to, Krishna said that he wants Arjuna to fight with that idea. And in that process, if his grandfather or the teacher is standing on the opposite side, without any enmity towards them, with all the love for them also, he has to kill. Can you understand the dimension needed for the mind? Say, I have to kill my beloved grandfather without any, there is no jhagda, there is no quarrel, nothing. With all the good relations, Bhishma is blessing them that you win. That means what? He is ready to get killed by his own grandchildren. we have to be imaginative in understanding the dimension of the mind. Is it not the dimension of a knower, where you become absolutely impersonal? We know during the Nakshal period that once the police force, they were chasing the Naxalite and they were face to face when there was about to, bombs and others will go on. The inspector who was heading the police party, he discovered his son there on the other side. Naxalite. He had sent him for studying. The son had become Naxalite. He did not know. So he found that his mind will not allow to fight his son in front. But he was a good person, so he left the whole thing to the next person and went away from there, that my mind will not allow, please look after that. He did not try to somehow release his son and kill others. That he did not do. He was a good person, but he left. Because the mind will not allow. How will you fight? Now, if you can fight Bhishma and Drona without any enmity, in spite of all your love and respect for them, then you will be able to kill Duryodhana also without any enmity, inimical feeling. There lies it's the two sides of the coin. So far he was being inimical to Duryodhana. Now Krishna is giving him a dimension in which he will fight Duryodhana, maybe kill Duryodhana also, but without any enmity. Bhima could not. Bhima he had the enmity and he was stamping on Duryodhana's head when he had fallen. Krishna had to tell that he is a king. It's absolutely wrong whatever you are doing. This is our country. It's not like Homer's, that after killing the enemy you tie him to the wheel of the chariot and go around the war field, body becomes mangled. Our fights are not like that. Even after killing Ravana, who did so much of wrong to Rama, Rama goes and asks him that you have lived a great life. Do you have any advice for me? This is our country. So it is the internal dimension of the mind and intelligence which Bhagavad Gita is emphasizing. So the main revolutionary presentation here is that whatever activity people are feeling that it is a hindrance to my ultimate goal of self-knowledge or actualizing the self, all those activities can be transformed and made into an instrument which will take us to the self-realization. An Upanishadic pursuer will shun the activities. He is not involved in any activities at all. He is practicing Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Here, remaining in the activities, the person, the seeker, has to change his mindset, his orientation, his goal, so that through the activities, he will have the same Brahmic dimension, the same universal dimension. Is it clear? This we have to understand. And for that, the activities are the opportunities. Suppose with all the filth in the mind, all the constrictions in the mind, you remain away from the society, remain closed up in your house. You will never know what are the culprits hiding in your mind. Only when you interact with the people, you will find that I have a tendency to hurt people. I have a tendency to become selfish, always look for my own gain. I have a tendency to blame others. Even when somebody has done something great, I am not able to appreciate him freely and openly. These are all constrictions, smallness. This in Shastra, it is called Kripanata. Kripana does not mean only about money. This is the major Kripanata. Kripana means the mind is not allowed to become liberal. The opposite of Kripana is liberal. That means mind is constricted, it is small. So Arjuna, right in the beginning, when he understood and accepted Krishna as the Guru, the shloka says, Karpanya dosho apahata svabhavaha. That is, he is confessing that my mind is haunted by Karpanya dosha, Kripanata, that means constricted. Prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha. I am asking you because I am absolutely confused about what is dharma and what is adharma. See, you should be able to relate these shlokas to the end, where Krishna is saying in 18th chapter, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. Sarva dharman means what? Dharma, adharma, all those codes have to be rejected there. Here he is saying that I am dharma sammudha chetaha. I am absolutely confused about what is moral, what is immoral, what is to be done, what is not to be done. Prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yat shreyasyat nishchitam bruhitanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Whatever, but at the same time I am saying that I am not interested in the prayers. That means all the pleasurable. That just before that he said, I am interested in Rajya Sukha Lobha. That is, I am fighting this war for Rajya Sukha Lobha. Now his mindset has already got changed. He has understood that his goal is, mind has not fully changed. He says that, no, my goal is not Rajya Sukha Lobha, but my goal is Shreyas. I have always wanted Shreyas in my life. So, yat Shreyasyat nishchitam bruhitanme. But I don't know where lies that auspicious goal, where lies that Shreyas. By fighting the war, I am not able to see the Shreyas. That how can killing my grandfather and teacher and my kith and kin, I will attain Shreyas. I am not able to understand. Yat Shreyasyat nishchitam bruhitanme. You tell me without any ambiguity where lies the Shreyas. So he wants to know. Now he has become humble. In the first chapter, he was preaching Krishna that this will happen, that will happen. Dharma says this. All this, the first chapter is fully the lecture of Arjuna to Krishna. Now suddenly he has become humble after getting the scolding from Krishna. And he says that yat shreyasyat nishchitam bruhitanme. Why will you say shishyasteham? This is the first time he says. All along he was a friend of Krishna. Now he says that I am your disciple. Shishya. Shishya means one who undertakes the discipline given by the teacher. Shashta. It has come from the anushasana given by the discipline given by the guru. Shishya means that. Being a shishya, if you do the opposite of what the guru does, then you are not a shishya actually. Being a shishya means whatever the guru's words we have to follow. Shishyasteham, I am your disciple. Shadhimam, you give me your disciple, your shasana, you give me your sasana, your discipline. And why should you tell me? What am I supposed to do? Why will you tell me? Tvam prapannam. This is a great statement. I have taken refuge in you. When a deserving shishya takes refuge in the guru, refuge means ashraya. I have taken ashraya in you. Then the guru cannot deny. In Viveka Chudamani also says that to such a shishya, the guru must give the essence of the Brahma Vidya. So the whole Bhagavad Gita is based on this 7th verse of 2nd chapter. It's the 7th verse of 2nd chapter. Because Arjuna says that my mind is constricted. Karpanya dosho apahatasvabhava. And he wants that my goal is shreyas, not prayers. And I have taken refuge in you. So you must. Right? So thereafter, all it is Krishna's guidance to take him to that ultimate freedom, ultimate universality, ultimate unaffectedness. Now everything Bhagavad Gita presents in that, we should understand that Bhagavad Gita does not speak about anything external or objective. This is a great mistake we make in reading Bhagavad Gita. Whatever Bhagavad Gita has said about phalatyaga, about sannyasa, about naishkarmya siddhi, about jajna, about samatva, everything is internal. This, if you remember, then many of the mistakes will not take place. Phalatyaga, people say, result, renouncing the result. How can you renounce the result objectively? See, externally, whatever the work is, the result is a causal culmination of that. Suppose you walk towards the CIRD, Jamshedpur. Every step you take towards the CIRD, are you not coming closer to CIRD? And the result, is it not to reach CIRD? It's a causal chain. Now, after reaching, will you say that I want to renounce the result, so I will not come to CIRD? It's absolutely foolish, meaningless. It has nothing. No meaning in it. Externally, you cannot renounce. Suppose you put up a factory. You want cars to be made. And when the car comes out, you say that, no, I don't want the car. Is there any meaning? Swamiji always says the example of pregnancy. 9 years you bear the child in your womb. And when the child comes out, are you going to renounce the child? It is your responsibility to look after the child and feed him also. Objective renunciation of the result is absolutely impossible. How can you renounce the result? It is following the causality. What Bhagavad Gita is saying, the result which is produced in your mind, that you are sometimes happy with the result, sometimes unhappy with the result. It has to do with that. And as yesterday I said, that whatever we are doing, is it not to become happy at the end of it? Bhagavad Gita says only that don't do anything for becoming happy, because you will never become happy by gaining anything from this world. That was my yesterday's discussion, that we are born with a abhava bodha, an insufficiency. That is why we want to become happy. And parallelly with a delusion, that's gaining something from the world, we will become happy, which we don't see around, that nobody ever in this world has become happy by gaining anything from the world. Either it is fame, riches, property, appreciation, whatever you may think of. Because the happiness is right within. When actually the mystery is that the moment we stop looking for happiness outside, we become so happy. The happiness just flows. What do we have to do? We don't have to look for happiness from outside. Only this much. But it is so difficult because of our habit and the growth. We have been hosting this delusion. So it doesn't go easily. The moment we stop, we can give enough proof for that also. You will not, even then you will not be able to grasp it. Suppose in deep sleep, are you not, when you are getting from deep sleep, are you not happy? If you don't have a deep sleep one day, you feel so miserable after that. Is it not so? In the deep sleep, what material from the world you had? Deep sleep means what? You forgot the world. You forgot yourself also. The ego part also you had forgotten in deep sleep. There was no signal anywhere. It is a zero state. And that makes you happy. Is it not? In meditation, if at all you reach a state of thoughtlessness, that is the time you get flooded with ananda, bliss, the meditation and bliss. Those who meditate, they should analyze and come to such conclusion that in meditation, when did I get the joy? When did the joy flow? Only when I forgot the world, forgot myself also. Then you automatically become happy. So in that case, where lies the happiness? Is it not right within? The moment our mind stops looking for happiness, we become happy. We carry out our whole life looking for happiness, remaining unhappy. Can you understand our foolishness? But we are very happy with the foolishness. So actually the desires do not make us happy. You may think that for a while we got happy by fulfilling the desires. Actually, desires are making us unhappy. And by fulfillment of that desired thing, when we are getting, for some time, no desire is there in the mind. That is why you are happy. See, analyze all these things and come to your own conclusion. Everything can be done. You are unhappy as long as the desire is there in your mind. What happens when you get the desired objective? The desires have gone. At that point, the desire was not there. You become happy. This happiness is not for the fulfillment of the desire, but for the elimination of the desire. So if you eliminate the desire right in the beginning, as it is happening in sleep, as it is happening in meditation, in the life also, if you can eliminate it right in the beginning, then you become happy. We call it bhogecha. Bhogecha means to enjoy the world or enjoy something different from myself. This bhogecha is the last obstacle in everything. In meditation also, people get diverted from the real goal, because in meditation they look for the happiness. Once they get the happiness, every day they look for happiness. Gone. You will never reach the goal then. This bhogecha makes us look for something other than the self. Whereas the real fulfillment is in the self. Our Shastras are called Shruti Mata. Like the mother, the Shastras are crying and calling, "Oh my dear son, how long will you run after the things? Come back to my lap, on my lap." But we are all naughty children. We never listen to that. Go on moving around in the world thinking that I will get a little happiness there, little happiness there. About everything it is like that. We want love from others. A little love from here, there. And if you don't get that love, we become so miserable. Even if you get also, you are not happy. Why is not loving more? All these things. But the simple thing is that it is not the love coming from a person that is making us happy. It is the love that is making us happy. Why not we discover that? Start loving everybody irrespective of whether they love you or not. It doesn't matter. It is the love which is coming from the soul, from our inmost being, which makes us happy. If we love the entire world, then always you will be happy with that love. You will be filled with the love. It will be nectarine. It is like that yesterday's putting a shoe so that the dust doesn't touch your feet. Is the loving everybody so that any other thing will not touch your mind at all. Any other wrong behavior from others also will not penalize you. So everything we have to analyze. That is why it is called vichara. This analysis is called vichara. But Yoga Vasishtha says, vichara tikshnatam dhihi pashyati param padam. Vicharat, by vichara, tikshnatam dhihi pashyati param padam. Dirgha samsara rogasya vicharohi mahaushadam. He says this worldliness, not the world. There is nothing wrong with the world, and the world is not going to change even if you become knower. The world is the world. There is nothing wrong with the world. The wrong is with us. That is worldliness in our mind. This dirgha roga, this is ancient disease called worldliness, samsara, the worldliness. The mahaushadha, the great medicine for this is vichara. If you analyze the world and absorb the truth and follow the truth, then your life will become so joyous that you will not look for anything else at all. Vichara tikshnatam dhihi pashyati parang padam. The ultimate goal is not seen by the eyes, not perceived by any of the indriyas. It is the buddhi which undergoes a transformation. Dhihi means our buddhi, which undergoes a great transformation by doing this, engaging in this vichara. Looking for the truth, the buddhi undergoes a change. And it is this buddhi which sees the ultimate truth. It's not theoretical. The ultimate truth dawns in the buddhi. Dhihi pashyati param padam. The buddhi that sees the ultimate truth. So, in Bhagavad Gita, the most misinterpreted shloka is Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhuhu mate sangostu akarmani. Now here karmani eva adhikaraha te, it is always translated as, mostly at least, that your right is only in the action. It is not right. The adhikara, one meaning is right, but in the Shastras, adhikara is a very common word, which means fitness, deservingness. In any Shastra, there will be the first chapter where they consider 4 properties of a Shastra. That what is the use of this Shastra, what is the result of studying this Shastra, who are fit for this Shastra. Their fitness criterion is called adhikara tattva. So here repeatedly Krishna is saying that your adhikara is in the karma yoga, not in the exclusive jnana pursuit. Again in the next chapter he is saying, there are the twofold pursuit. One is karma yogena, jnana yogena sankhyanam, karma yogena yoginam. This discussion has been going on. So karmani eva adhikara, when he is saying it is Arjuna is fit for the karma yoga, not for the kevala jnana nishtha is the meaning. Ma is used for don't. Ma is not na. Ma karma phala hetu, ma phaleshu kadachana. Here some word is missing which you have to supply, as in many of the shlokas. Ma phaleshu sangaha astu, or ma phaleshu saktaha bhava, something like that. Bhuhu. Just like the third one. Phaleshu. Ma phaleshu, if we say it is enough. That means you don't get fully engrossed in the result. Now the moment we say result, again a misconception will come. Suppose you are producing car. The result is the car. Then unless you think very well, get all the advice from everybody, study very well, that when my factory is going to produce the car, will it be usable by the people? Will it have its market and not? Is not all the attention should be in the phala. Whenever we are doing anything, even simple phala like when you are eating, you should be thinking of what is, whether my hunger will be satiated, whether my body will be able to, it will be good for my body or not, whether the taste will be suitable for me or not, which restaurant shall I go, this or that, what you want. Everywhere with the mind should be in the phala. So it is not the objective phala they are saying. Ma phaleshu, when they are saying, it is not about the objective phala. Mind has to think about the objective phala. It is the phala internal, that by producing the car, we will sell the car and then lot of money will come. I will have a great profit, and with that money I will do this, do that, and then I will become happy. That is the phala. The last phala is the I will become happy. So that ma karma phala hetuhu, your mind is only remaining in that I will become happy. By opening this factory, I will become happy. Not on the opening of the factory, what should I do and all. Just for becoming rich, and by becoming rich, I will become happy. But you have to have the proper intelligence and other resources to do what you are going to do. If you don't think that, you will only have the adverse phala. You will become unhappy and you will get bound more and more by that. Do you get my point? So, ma phaleshu means not in the objective phala they are saying. Don't think that by doing it I am going to become happy. Nothing, by doing nothing you are going to become happy. You do it for the purpose of doing whatever you are fit to do, whatever is good for the society, whatever has come to the situation which has come around you. You follow that naturally. We don't follow that because of our desires. When the mind is free of the desires, you will naturally do whatever is to be done. And your mind will be fully engrossed in the work, because you are not worried about whether I am going to be successful or unsuccessful. So Arjuna was told that when you are fighting the war, your mind should not be on the Rajya Sukha Lobha. Mind should be on how can I kill the people who have to be killed, and how am I going to help in establishing the righteous kingdom. In the process you may die. That possibility is very much there. You may die, but you have dedicated your life to establish the righteous kingdom. It is just like those who fought the independence movement. What happened? Most of them died. But they did for the benefit of the country, for independence. So, it is not that by gaining the ultimate result, when the country becomes independent, then I will become the prime minister or this or that, and then I will become happy. Then it would have been wrong. They had dedicated their life to make the country free. In the process, they might have died also. It is not for any personal gain also. So, ma karma phala hetuhu means don't think about whether I will become happy or not, and whether I will become successful or not. If you have all the resources, you think well and do something which is important to be done, etc. Normally there will be success, there will be failure also. How many times Tatas have failed. A good business should be able to sustain the failure. They had dedicated all their family property, family jewelry also was given up. I don't think they got upset about it. They had to do it. The other day in GBGC, our Google man was saying that Google, we always look at the success of Google. Actually, Google fails much more than the successful projects. Whatever project in Google cannot have, he said some data that 1 billion users, they considered that project to be failure. Any project launched by Google, if it doesn't pick up 1 billion users, then that is scrapped. They don't pursue it further. It is considered to be a failure. They are successful. They have been successful only for 8 projects, they said. Like YouTube, then so many others, Facebook and all. No, what is it? Google has quite a few projects. Yeah. So, how do they do it? They try to do, and they are quite knowledgeable that it may fail. They are trying to do the best in the process, but they put it as whatever is for the welfare of the people, we do it. That is, Google is doing only for the welfare of the people. We can understand a little stealthiness there also. Google is not doing only for the welfare of the people. If 1 billion users are there, means the advertisement money will be quite much. Google will be sustained. That they did not say. Why do they have to sustain? Na? 1 billion users means your advertisement money will be huge. So you cannot sustain with a small number of users. So you may project it as we are always doing for the welfare of the people. Google is not selfish. Google is equally welfare oriented, selfish also. Without that they cannot sustain. Anyway, so like that, suppose Yajna in the Karma Kanda, it was, as I said yesterday, the Yajna was only they were doing with desirefulness, desiring heaven, desiring children, desiring kingdom. So anybody doing Yajna, they were doing with desire. And Yajna is an external work where you are offering certain things in the Homakunda, and there are so many ancillary things and all these things. But in Bhagavad Gita, Yajna doesn't mean that at all. It is just the reverse of it. Bhagavad Gita presented Yajna as completely an internal sadhana. What is it? Anything you do without desire becomes Yajna. Then how this reverse there in Karma Kanda, you do Yajna only with desires. Here anything you do without desire, it becomes Yajna. Why? The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is internal. And what is the goal of Bhagavad Gita? To become unified with that universal soul. So Yajna means offering. In material Yajna, what are you doing? You are offering materials to the fire. And what is happening to the material? It is becoming vapor and it is going up. It gets lighter, sublimated, going up. In this case, offering is various kinds of offering can be. Whenever your mind is constricted, suppose you are selfishly doing something, offer that selfishness to the universal Lord. That is, do it without selfishness. Immediately your mind will get vaporized, it will become expanded, just as it happened to the material in the Yajna. By any action, when the mind is constricted, it is looking for a selfish gain or anything. Suppose even you are blaming somebody, mind is quarreling with, in your mind you are quarreling with somebody. You just offer it to the universal Lord that, why should I quarrel? She has done whatever she wanted to do. I am doing whatever I am doing. The earth is hosting everybody. Everybody has his place in this earth. Why should I blame anybody or do like that? The moment you think, don't you feel a great expansion in your mind, a lightness in your mind? That is the Yajna. That is, whatever is constricting your mind, offer that constriction to the expansion. मन में जितनी संकीर्णता है, छोटेपन है, उसको खत्म करना ही यज्ञ है. कैसे? Consider that everything is offered to the universal Lord. The whole universe is going on. Is there any desire anywhere, any selfish desire anywhere? The earth is going around the sun, the moon is going around the earth, the plants are going, the flowers are blossoming. Are they doing because of desire? Whether anybody sees or not, the flowers in the Nandanakanana will be blossoming with its full blossom. A small grass flower and a big rose will never compete with each other. That grass flower will never say that I am not beautiful because I am small, nobody is looking at me. So try to become like the big rose so that people look at me. Nothing. They are naturally, whatever is there in their gene, naturally they are evolving in that. And in that is the universal Lord's wish is fulfilled and everybody is joyous. The nature remains in Ananda like that. Like that, a human being also, whatever qualities we have, including our self-effort, our self-will, our willpower, if we offer it to the universal Lord in the universal cycle of things as is happening, then that becomes the jajna. That is, whatever we do, we have to do it as an offering to the universal Lord. Not because of any selfish aim. Ma karma phala heturbhu. Not for becoming happy. Not for gaining happiness. That. So jajna is also internal. Like everything is internal here. Tomorrow I will take up the... No, there is still time, no? So, those who have the book, you go on to 2.47, second chapter 47, which I have just said. Let us chant a little. We have not chanted at all. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana
Ma bhaleshu kadachana
ma karma phala heturbhuhu
Ma karma phala heturbhuhu
ma te sangostva karmani.
Ma te sangostva karmani.
See, he says ma te sangostva karmani. That is, when you are not working, looking at the result that I will become happy, there is a chance that then why should I work? You will become idle. He says that no, you should not prefer that. There should not be any special clinging to idleness also. Akarmani, mate sangostu akarmani. Because that will again delude you. Whatever work comes, you go on doing and take the work as an opportunity to purify your mind, to expand your mind, to get rid of all the mental constrictions and intelligential draws. That is the idea. Saying that, he said, then how are you going to do the karma? After that, saying that you are fit for the karma yoga and do the karma yoga, not getting fixed to that ultimate phala of internal phala of I will become happy. Do it like that and don't have any special attachment to not doing anything or becoming idle also. Saying that, then how should I perform the work? He says, yogastha kuru karmani. This is the most important concept of Bhagavad Gita. Any karma has to be done being anchored in yoga. People say, I am doing karma yoga, I am doing karma yoga. When they are just simply doing karma, they say, I am doing karma yoga. Simply doing karma is not karma yoga. The karma becomes yoga when the mind and the buddhi is seated in yoga. That yoga attitude of the mind is the important point there, not the karma. Whether you do karma or not also, it doesn't matter. The mind should be seated in yoga. That is the main thing. So he says, yogastha kuru karmani, sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. How will you do yogastha, remaining in yoga? Provided you are able to get rid of the sangha. What is the sangha? Sangha means a special preferential clinging to something. in second chapter itself, they have explained how we are developing Sangha. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Upajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha. The desire is not the first thing, it comes from the Sangha. What is that Sangha? Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Upajayate. By constantly thinking about something, we develop Sangha towards that. Suppose 50 years ago, there was no mobile at all. So there was no question of any desire for a mobile also. Now, the car also, there was nothing, only 1 or 2 cars there. But now what happens, even if you have a car or a mobile, but you see another thing which is a little better, first you see, then you again see, then you use it perhaps a little, then slowly you think about it, if I get such an item, how good it will be. Thinking, you develop a Sangha towards that. Just like our own children, we develop Sangha. It is my child, it is my child, it is my child. The child is becoming a gunda, but it is my child, it is my child. So thinking about it, you are developing Sangha towards it. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. So the same technique, cleverly Krishna has utilized, that thinking about the Vishayas, means the objective attainments and all. Thinking about that, you are becoming attached to that, especially clinging to that. So you replace that Vishaya by Atma Vishaya, by the Atma, by the scripture. So thinking about the Atma, thinking about the purity, thinking about unaffectedness, you develop Sangha for that. That is what is meant by Sat Sangha. That is also Sangha. So Sat Sangha is a Sangha which will eliminate all other Vishaya Sanghas. That is why Swamiji always says, how many mind hours you are spending on this, not meditative hours. For the sadhana, how many mind hours you are spending. That means how many hours of the day the mind is thinking of this goal. Bhagavad Gita is asking us to think always. All your activities, you replace the goal of the activity by the selfish gain, you replace by this goal of attaining the ultimate impersonal, universal dimension. So that universal dimension, you develop Sangha to that through all your activities also. So the Satsanga is something which will take away all your Vishaya Sangha. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. See, this is the definition of yoga here. Samatvam yoga uchyate. So this is the defining shloka for the yoga which Bhagavad Gita is speaking about. He says, Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatva is called yoga. What is the samatva? Siddhi and asiddhi remain equal. Now again you have to think that siddhi and asiddhi, how can we remain equal? Suppose I am doing a work. Should I not look for the success? If you don't look for it, then you cannot do anything at all. It is a foolishness. Without looking for a success in a particular project, will you undertake the project? Why not we think? There is no question of undertaking a project when we are not looking for the success. You look for the success 100%. Go to any number of experts, consult this, consult that, invest after asking, everything you do. But, what is that but? I will become happy. That carrot. Not to think of that. That is whether you have siddhi or asiddhi. Here our mind is, I will become successful and then you will have it and then I will become happy. Remove that. Whether it is success, whether it is failure, I am trying my best. That is the best we can do. There is always a providential element. So we cannot say that we will be always successful. In spite of our best work also, it may not be. We will be equal. I have told you the story of our Keshtada in Dakshin Khanda, that how the cultivators of our country, they practice Vedanta. After the great flood in Bengal, I think 78 flood, where everything was thrown off. We were going to our Guru's place, Dakshin Khanda, by train. And we saw that the thatched roof of the huts, they were hanging from the coconut tree. So you can understand the wall of water which had come. How will the thatched hut go to the thatched roof, go to the coconut tree? That means the water was that high, and it was the dam had yielded. Like a wall it had come, sweeping everything all over the country. All over the area, all the villages after village. So when we reached there, we found that the cultivator who used to work for our Baba, he was sitting on the veranda. I felt that we felt sad looking at him. So I said that, Keshtada, this time everything has gone. You must be suffering a lot. What suffering? This time the government had given us very good seed. They had made also all irrigation arrangement and all. We had got a bumper crop this time. But before we collected the crop, the water came and everything got swept. What is there? We will again get this. Government will again support us. We will get the seed. We will cultivate again. We will use everything, and again we will have bumper crop, and again the flood may come and take it away. They are living Vedanta. And coolly he is saying that. We are making so much of magnified halla gulla about it. When something, little thing happens even. Very, very small something has happened in the house. We make so much of halla about it. No? So we will stop. Tomorrow I will go straight to the 18th chapter. Tomorrow is the third day. Prabuddham vimuktam vikaradihinam prasannam sada nitya bodha swarupam
sarvarupam bhajeham sadanusmarami pranaumi prabuddham vimuktam
vikaradihinam prasannam sada nitya bodha swarupam param nishchalam nirgunam sarvarupam bhajeham sadanusmarami pranaumi. Hari Om Tat Sat.